What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 4 of the Nashville Stampede Out of the Park Baseball 24 series. And we sit here at June 30th, right at the end of the month. Your Nashville Stampede are a shocking 44 and 34, leading the NL South, tied with the Astros for first place. A couple games up with the Diamondbacks and Braves. And yeah, pretty very surprising. Obviously, the start that we've had, and it's been pretty crazy. We've gone on some, pretty nice win streaks, and in our second year as a franchise, look to maybe make the playoffs at some point. So April was solid, and then May and June we've just been like really steady, holding that like 560 pace. How have we gotten here? I guess there's a couple different moves that we made throughout the season. So I didn't think they were big enough to really talk about. So this is the big move. So Cody Bellinger, he had played 71 games for me and just was like completely ineffective. I didn't really need him as an outfielder, and he wasn't any good as a first baseman. So I decided to flip him as spare parts to the Yankees for 23-year-old Mason Wynn, who is a fantastic third baseman. Can play a little bit of outfield as well. Would be a tremendous right fielder, actually. But he's playing third base for me at the moment. Just did this trade the other day, so yeah, he's been worth point 0.5 WAR. Bellinger has the upside to be a really good player. He just didn't do it for me. He'll probably do it as a Yankee, like play him in center field, and he'll be really good. But we already have a center fielder, and we didn't have a third baseman, so I flipped him for Mason Wynn. Hopefully, he's a part of the team moving forward. So that is June. Going back to May, we had Mauricio Dubon on opening day roster. He was fine, but I just didn't really need him anymore, so DFA'd him. And then we had Jorge Polanco down in the minors, called him up, and another guy who we kind of let go afterwards, as he just wasn't really needed after we made the trade for Wynn. We called up Elvis Andrus to kind of be a middle infielder, so that was all happened in the last couple of days or so. And then going back to April, we went over this trade, the Hurley trade, and getting rid of Nunez, who, by the way, is pitching pretty damn well in Colorado. Jack Hurley playing well in AAA. No, he's not. He was really good in AA, but he's only had limited time in AAA this year. So, oh yeah, let's check out the team and how everyone's doing. So, Aaron Savali, who was signed for $1.5 million, has been our ace. Absolute stud this season. The peripherals look awesome, and he's on pace to throw almost 200 innings for us. So, the guy who I kind of just signed as an innings eater has wound up being our best pitcher. Tanner Houck has been really solid in his own right, on pace for 172 innings, which would be by far a career high, and passes last season total by 20 innings. If he holds that pace, I don't know if he will. He's been really damn good, though. Morejon's also been solid. Not the innings eater that either of those guys are, but striking out a ton, not walking too many guys, and not giving up too many home runs, which was a problem last year for him. So, like to see that he's turned the corner with that. Tanner Banks has been in the bullpen most of the year and was really good outside of this one game, which was just absolutely brutal. He had a 1.36 ERA going into that one and walked out with a 3.18. So, he made one start. As you'll see, we kicked one guy out of the rotation. He went 5 scoreless, so that was really good. Tyler McGill, who was the guy who lost the job for Banks, we moved him to the bullpen. He just wasn't really any good, walking too many guys, not striking out enough. So I think he'll be a good reliever, but, worst case is $1.7 million. It wasn't a big investment. And Hayden Wesneski has been pretty solid as a 5-starter, 4-starters, whatever you want to call him. Not striking out really anyone, walking maybe a few too many guys, but overall the results have been fine. 91 ERA plus, we'll take that out of a young guy who has some potential still. So in the bullpen, this is really where we've shined. We're first in bullpen ERA. Cam Robinson's been electric as our closer. Really pumped we got him on such a cheap deal, and he'll be around for the foreseeable future. Cano, not quite as good as he was last year, but still having a fine season. Moran's been incredible yet again, just like last year. So I really like what we got from him. Our middle relief has really been a highlight this season. So Jalen Beeks has been awesome. Ben Leeper's been really good. Guy we got in a trade this offseason for. We got him with Seiya Suzuki and Hayden Wesneski for Will Benson, who's about a league average hitter, playing a good right field, though, so a valuable player still. Cole Carrick looks like he made it up to the majors. Didn't really do much, not surprising. But anyway, yeah. Leeper's been awesome. Henriquez has been good. And Arias has also been solid. So that's kind of how all of that's gone. In our lineup, things have been good enough. So Sully Matthias, who was the topic of a lot of offseason trade discussions, and he was fine last year when he came up, but he was a guy that I was looking to trade this offseason because I don't know how this batting profile will play. And he's answered all those questions. It's played just fine. A 379 BABIP, probably not going to hold, but a 167 WRC plus. Even if he's a 130 guy, this guy is well worth it with the good defense. Yeah, he'll be with the team for hopefully the future and be one of our cornerstones. So Grant McCray, I think he dealt with a little injury this year, so missed some time, but overall has been rock steady. On pace for 5.3 WAR, playing a really good center field. He's just been everything we could have asked for out of our center fielder, and we got him along with Jacob Amaya in the Garcia salary dump, who is playing for Kansas City right now and in their minors. So none of these guys, I doubt any of these guys come back to haunt us. Michelle Baez has been fine. Jorge Juan's been okay, and Noel's played in their minor league system, but did nothing last season when he was up. So that looks like it was a win for us, even if we had to eat that salary. This is also all levels, I just realized. Oops. So, James Outman, been really solid. 113 WRC plus, on pace for 3 WAR. About the same season he has last year. If he's this player, he's a really, really valuable asset. On pace for 31 home runs on the year, too. Basabe's actually been okay, I didn't realize he was our 4th best hitter. That's pretty sad. Yeah, he's been a part-time player, mixing in some infield positions. Mostly third base, although I might give him some more time with Win in the house now. So, yeah, he's been okay, as a backup. Elvis Andrus just called up. Seiya Suzuki got off to a miserably bad start. Has definitely picked it up recently. You check out his April 44 WRC+. plus. I benched him, kind of. I cut down his playing time, but in May and June, he's definitely bounced back and has been a much better player as our starting DH. Ali Sanchez took the starting job from Austin Hedges this season and has hit really well. 83 WRC+, plus, playing a pretty decent catcher as well. Jacob Amaya has not really put it together this season, coming off a really nice year, or 30-game sample, I guess, with us last season. I still have hope for him, but, he could definitely be pushed out by some young guys that come up. Mason Wynn, we talked about him. Bo Naylor's been a huge disappointment. He was playing some third base for me. I took him out of that. Yeah, now he's out with Wynn in. And Naylor back to his more natural position at first. We don't have to play Bellinger there anymore. This just works better defensively than Bellinger. But yeah, his bat's been pretty bad. I think there's signs that he can bounce back. Still got a good walk rate. Strikeout rate's still okay. But yeah, hopefully he turns it around here. Pache's been bad, but that's kind of what we expect. Rojas has been bad, kind of what we expected. And Hedges has been miserable, so not really surprising there. His hitting ratings are now unusable, so might have to eat that $2 million next year. Anyway, we're going to keep moving ahead. You know what? We're almost at the All-Star game. May as well go game by game here. So, win 4-3. And July 1st has hit us. I'm guessing this will be some kind of scouting report. Yep. So, Morejon's stamina goes up. That's good. Henriquez improving. Amaya getting a little bit worse. Maybe. Mason Wynn goes down a bit. How did he do in his first game? Oh, he went nice. Couple of hits, couple of RBIs. Like to see that. McCoy got a little defensive boost. Ben Brown, who we kind of talked about, a guy that I kind of want to call up pretty soon. Maybe we move McGill in the near future. So Ethan Murray goes down. That's sad. So he probably won't wind up working out. That might have been a waste of $12 million, but whatever. That's fine. We had the money to blow, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it. So, with that said, now that it's July, there's some guys on the trade block, and I mean I would like to make some moves and try to make the playoffs in our second year because I think that'd be pretty damn cool. But what do we need? We could use like another starter. I'd like to give Ben Brown some run and see what he can do. But that would mean getting rid of Tyler McGill most likely. Or I guess we can like send down Arias or Leaper. But we can kind of get into that in a little bit. How far away is the draft is kind of far away. So let's just sim to that, and we'll discuss after that. So win 4-3, win 6-4. So team playing really well. McRae, Matthias, couple hits. He continues to rake and win with another pair of hits. Banks has a nice start, and we win 4-0. So we're on a tear right now, really killing it. Rojas has 3 hits. McRae 2 hits, 2 ribbies. Kind of, our top 2 guys in this order, really top 3, have been carrying us all season. We lose 6-5. Matthias another 3 hits. Suzuki has 3. He's starting to heat up. But Savali has probably one of his worst starts on the year. And see if we can take the next 2 from Portland to win the series against our fellow expansion team. And we wind up losing. Okay, I guess they're not happy with Cisneros, even though he is a top 20 prospect. He's number 17 in baseball. That's weird. Okay, well, I guess you can be mad if you want. He's been happy. Okay, so our owner is still okay. Thought we were supposed to be doing better in road games. This is not promising. What is the problem, dude? Like, are you really that upset that we're number 1 in the I guess the South, but not in the NL, but second in the NL? What are we on the road? Okay, yeah, we're 19-22, but like, dude, get over it. Definitely better than we were last year. Narcissistic asshole. Okay. Top prospects. We obviously don't have anyone in the top 10 yet. That's fine. We're still having a good year. So we look to salvage the series against Portland here, and we lose 5-0. So we get swept by them. Check out the waiver wire, see if there's anyone interesting. I think Lofton's a fine player, I guess. I don't know. Let's go to Colorado for 3. Jorge Polanco. I'm just going to release him. I don't really need him in my minor league system. So a little bit of a skid after I said we were kind of killing it recently. And our offense is just cratering right now. And we get swept by Colorado after we get swept by Portland. And now Oakland takes the first game, and we've lost just like that 7 in a row. So we have the first year player draft today. We have the 6th pick, so not bad positioning to have. We'll see what the pool looks like this season. And I can tell already it doesn't look too impressive. Ethan Holiday's a nice player, of course. Jack Rucker, Minnesota Twins, out of the park baseball legend. Charlie Keller. Yeah, I think we can get a decent player here at 7. Maybe not the guy that I want, because that would be obviously Ethan Holiday, but they take Jack Rucker number 1. Okay, not the worst pick in the world. Charlie Keller goes number 2. Ethan Holiday goes 3. Damn you. Who's this? Ooh. Drew Hackenberg. I wonder if he drops to us. Grabe Darcy. Tejada. Wow, okay. So, a little bit surprising how that went to get to us. So, we have some options here, of course. Nayans, high school guy, low leader, low intelligence. Don't love it. Adkins, this is a risky guy. I'm not comfortable with that here. Dubovic is a nice player, but only a corner outfielder. Sebastian Norman's pretty interesting with the high work ethic, high intelligence, but I don't even know if I'd play him at either second or third. Um, Almeida, nice player. Sean Gamble looks like he could. Ooh, high leader, loyalty, work ethic, intelligence. This is like your prototypical stud shortstop, but huge bonus demand, low floor. Drew Hackenberg. I mean, this guy. He's not like the highest ceiling guy, but can be a mid rotation pitcher. We could use an arm, and he can. I can literally slot him, and I don't even think I'd put him in the minors. I think I'd just throw him right in the majors. Check out some other guys really quick, but I think that's probably the way we'll go. Jason Cunningham? Ooh. No, he's a nice prospect, I guess. Alton Davis, I mean, he's got kind of a higher upside, high work ethic, high leader. But, like, is he really that much better of a pitcher than Hackenberg? I'm not so sure about that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty easy pick. I've never seen a pitcher like fully maxed out. 23 years old. I mean, is the ceiling that high? Probably not. But I mean, I think you see a guy like that, and this should be like a second overall pick because you know what you're getting. It might not be the best thing in the world, but yeah, you know what you're getting here. So I'm going to draft Hackenberg, 7th overall, and we'll go to the second round here. So Dean Moss, an interesting player, but that whole avoid case is unfortunately going to hold him back. Jax Bishop's really interesting. High leader, high adaptability. Sam Kozar can make it in the majors, I'm sure. Coy James, not bad. Boston Kellner, of course, two-way guy in this game, and can play the field a little bit. So I wonder how he would kind of translate. You know, his pitching isn't really any good. He's only 19, so there's a lot of room to bust or grow. That bat is intriguing, however. So let's look a little bit more. Trey Morris could be a decent player. Chilcutt, Rockies legend. Pierce George, not the highest ceiling, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think we're going to take anyone down here. Nice arm for a later round. So let's go back into this. Jax Bishop is a guy I like. I think Boston Kellner was a guy I wanted. Yeah. Pretty decent pitcher and a really good hitter. So let's roll the dice on a two-way guy. I'm sure he'll only wind up doing one of the two, but I think it's still worth it. So Jack Bishop is still here in the third round. He's impossible, though. I just saw that. Oops. Austin Jerger. I like the floor. Don't love the ceiling and his defensive profile. So I'm going to go off camera, finish up the draft, and we'll hop back into it when it's complete. All right, so we have our first trade. We'll get to the draft in just a second. There's not too much to go over. The class was pretty disappointing, so we'll go through it really quick. But after this, so Tyler McGill, who we signed in the offseason, wasn't like a long-term piece I wanted to hold on to, but I thought he could be a reasonable starter. He was fine, but he had some value out there, so I'm looking to deal him, and we're going to pick up Yanquiel Fernandez, who's a big power bat, hitting really well for them right now. But, I mean, the Twins somehow got Shohei Ohtani in the save. Paul Skeens, Logan Webb. I mean, this team's pretty crazy. So they're looking to win right now, so they don't need Fernandez out in the outfield with Gallo out there, Buxton, and Benintendi flanking him. So yeah, they're looking to get rid of Fernandez, and I'm in the market, so this seems to be a pretty good trade for both sides. Not completely ridiculous, as McGill does have years of control and arbitration still there. So, as for Fernandez, I think I'm going to put him in AAA for now. We'll definitely be up soon, but I just don't really need an outfielder with Pache on the roster as of now. Could be a guy we look to move at the deadline, but this opens up a spot for. Is he hurt? Please tell me he's not hurt. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, God. I freaking did that so I can call up Ben Brown because he had been awesome. I guess he got hurt right before the start of July, so I didn't even notice that. I'm sure someone saw it, but yeah, that sucks. So he'll be out, torn labrum, probably never be the same again, unfortunately. But that's sad. So as a result, I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, well, it's a big deal, but I just more wanted to open up the roster spot to give someone else a shot. So down here, kind of looking how everyone's doing. Looks like Luis Peralta's been killing it. He was an expansion pick for us. Did not make the majors last year. And he has options, so we're gonna go with we're gonna give Peralta a shot here. And yeah, we'll throw him into middle relief for now. Maybe we'll use Henriquez as our long reliever. All right, so that's our first trade. I mean, I was looking for a left-handed power bat, and that was kind of fit the bill. I was looking at Jock Peterson on the trade market, but I mean, they're practically the same player, so it's not really a big deal that we got a younger version of him. And the only other upgrade we can do is shortstop, but unless something really sticks out to me, I don't think I'm going to do that. We're way ahead of our window. Not saying we shouldn't go for it when you have a chance, because you always should, but like, are we going to win a playoff series with this team? I'm not so sure about that. We are first in runs against in the league, which is just wild. I know most of it's our bullpen doing the heavy lifting, but yeah, first in pitching WAR too. Like, this is just a ridiculous team in our second year of the expansion. So we're gonna move ahead a little bit and go up to the deadline, see what kind of moves we got out there to make, and come back in just a bit. All right, so this is a trade I'm gonna do, not really because we need either of these players, but because it was out there and pretty interesting, and I think it works for both sides. So for us, we'll pick up Drew Waters, who's having an awesome season for Milwaukee after being traded from Kansas City for kind of a nothing player. So Kansas City was just done with him, and he's returning pretty well, on pace for 5 WAR. Aaron Ashby is the other guy we'll get in this deal. Not really having the peripheral season, but decent results and a decent pitcher. A guy who I've kind of been trying to get the last couple of years on a decent extension, but we're going to have them retain 45% of it, so it's pretty manageable. In return, they're going to get Jae-Hwan Chu, who was like one of my more valuable players in my system. I'm not really sure why. Like, he's a fine prospect and can make the majors, but not like anything crazy. He's 26. And I threw in Spencer Jones just to kind of not feel bad about this. He was a minor league free agent signing, not like the worst player in the world, and has some like top prospect pedigree. So yeah, I mean, I think this makes us better now and better for the future, quite frankly. So gonna pull the trigger on this one. And with the addition of Waters, I'm not sure what to do with Suzuki. I might just eat the rest of his contract, honestly, because he kind of just takes up a spot. He's 30 years old. It's either that, we're definitely going to deal with Pache. I can almost guarantee you that. I guess we could look around for deals really quick. See what's out there for him. He did have some value last season. I don't know if that's kind of fallen off at this point. But it's worth giving. This guy was worth giving a look. This guy's a prospect who they were willing to give up for that 26-year-old prospect who just traded. Cole Hillier. Pretty decent pitcher. I would definitely consider that. We just don't really need Pache at this point. Pablo Lopez would be a pretty good get, even though he's locked up to an extension, but that's pretty reasonable for a starter. And he's had a good track record throughout the save. Looks like they traded him. Oh, never mind. We started in 2023. Yeah, I mean, that'd be a pretty good get. Freddie Freeman obviously would be sick, but pretty unrealistic. He's pretty much in LA for the long run. Devin Williams is a guy the Brewers are kind of trying to get rid of. Logan Webb trading from the Twins makes no sense. I'm not even gonna entertain that because that's pretty stupid. Cade Anderson, former 10th round pick. Yeah, not really a fit. Speaking of fit, Richard. Yeah, I mean, he's fine, I guess. Pache is only 26 still, but I mean the bat's just so bad. Yeah, it's just so bad. I can't even justify keeping him on this team. So, Luis Castillo. Wow, I don't know why they're not starting him. That's weird. Yeah, I might do this off camera because clearly there's not like anything obvious to do here. Heaney's kind of interesting. Vesting option for 25 games started. He's going to hit that. I don't know if I want to pay Andrew Heaney $20 million next season. That does not sound too appetizing. Oh, man, they give Hosmer a pretty good deal. The Oaks. So, we're going to go off camera, look around for some trades, try to fix up this roster, and kind of optimize it a little bit better. So, we'll be back. All right, so this seems to kind of fix a couple of issues we have with the roster. Not enough infielders, too many outfielders. So, Pache, we're going to flip. Really good defender. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd like to keep him around, but he's out of options. Due for a bit of a raise this offseason. $2.2 million is his estimate. I don't think he actually gets to that, but either way, he's hitting arbitration this season. And in return, we'll get Oswald Peraza, Yankees prospect, / played in the majors a little bit, but has been kind of trapped in the minors this season. Not the best hitter in the world and not the best defender either, but probably better than what we're getting at second base or shortstop at this point. Looks like he's trapped behind Volpe and let's see, I don't even know who the heck's their shortstop. Mondesi? Gross. Ugh. I hope that's not right. Looks like it is. Okay, well, Godspeed. So, we're going to do this trade. And we also get $1.5 million. I didn't mention that. So, we have to add all four of these guys to the 40-man. And we do have a roster decision, I guess. So, we need to get Waters on the roster. He's an easy replacement for Pache. I mean, Andrews I'd like to keep on the team for his leadership. So, but Basabe's been one of our best hitters. Jacob Amaya has been pretty bad. He has an option. Maybe I'll send Amaya down. And then we'll rock with Peraza, and then I guess Peralta's gonna go back down after I just called him up, and then Ashby's gonna come and probably take over as our long reliever for now. Could be a rotation guy. Kind of the perfect swing man, quite frankly. And yeah, we'll roll with that for now. Redo our lineups. I'll do that off camera, and we'll see if there's another trade. If not, we'll come back at the end of the deadline and regroup then. All right, so we're here at the All-Star game. No other moves have been made, so we'll just go through, kind of see who made the team. So this is all the AL All-Stars. So you can check those out if you're interested. And for the NL, Aaron Savali makes it as a starter for us. Love to see that. Jalen Beeks as a reliever makes the team. Wow. Cam Robinson really didn't make it. That's wild. He's having an insane season. And Jalen Beeks made it? That's crazy. Okay. Well, I mean, Beeks has been good, but not quite as good as Robinson. Whatever. Can't get too upset. Other Nashville guys. Anyone? Looks like we had Grant McCray makes his first team, and Sully Matthias. So 2/3 of our outfield makes the All-Star team. One starter and one reliever. So really cool stuff. 4 All-Stars in our second year in existence. And boom. Let's keep moving ahead here. So nothing really else in the works. Our team's kind of set going here into the second half. I mean, Peraza's not a perfect fit at second, but he's better than what we were getting. At least theoretically better than what we were getting. I guess he's played 2 games. He's been fine. I don't know. Check out the trade block really quick. I don't think we need any more relievers, so I'm not even gonna look at that right now. I mean, is Real Muto like actually? Yeah. See, they want. Yeah, I'm not giving you Mason Win for half a season as Real Muto. About like Aiden Harris. Yeah, I mean, this guy also came out of nowhere. This Duran guy. He was one of the free agent signings I think I made right at the beginning of the save. No, he was after the first season we signed him, and he's kind of emerged as a legit prospect. So, but yeah, they want like some real stuff there. So I'm gonna pass on that. Any other interesting batters? Tommy Edmonds, a guy I was kind of looking at for a trade. They want a little bit less. I mean, Outman shouldn't be a guy I'm like completely against dealing here. I mean, yeah, he had a good year last year and he's been fine this year, but I don't know. It feels like maybe for half a season's a little expensive for him. What about Hernandez? Would they be interested in him at all? Not really. Um, I think Luis Peralta. Okay, that moved the needle a bit into more reasonable territory. I mean, we could take Fernandez, who we just traded for, and flip him for Edmund. Is that really a huge upgrade, though? I mean, we have Basabe. We could play at second, and we could swing Oswald over to short, put Basabe at second, and then put Rojas kind of on the bench and as our utility infielder. That might be a better way to go about this instead of dealing away from our farm system because we're still, despite making some good, at least what it looks like right now, some good draft picks. Also, I just forgot to go through our draft. I'll do that in a second, but we are selling a ton of tickets right now, so I'm going to up that price. We made a lot of good draft picks. We're still only 16th in the league, so we can't really trade from this, at least right now. So, really quick, let me go through the draft. I really forgot to do that. So, Hackenberg we took first. He finally signed, so I actually have to promote him. I'm throwing him right at the double A. Probably be in the majors by the end of the year. Boston Kellner, we talked about him. Pierce George. I was talking about him in the second round. High floor guy. I like him. We took Malachi Witherspoon, kind of the same pitcher, maybe a little better. We took him, and then we took Austin Jerger in the fifth round. And really no one else was terribly interesting. It was a lot of like, I guess a guy had a look at John Lash, who turned into a really good player in my Twins series. But yeah, a lot of these guys were just tools based. Like they have one good tool that I like. So nothing really too interesting with the rest of the draft. But who knows? Something could come along. And yeah, I'm going to pause this here, go to the deadline, and come back. All right, so we're here past the deadline. One more move. Wasn't a trade, but it was a couple of different waiver claims we made. So we claimed Jared Reed. Just an interesting potential center fielder backup type. 30 years old and out of options, so I'll have to pass him through waivers again, but could be an interesting player. And then Ramon Urias, who was waived by Baltimore after they must have, I don't know what happened there. They trade him. Okay, so Baltimore waived him middle of 2024. Chicago claimed him. Baltimore traded back for him. And they waived him again, so I picked him up. And really just like infield depth probably will be my starting second baseman here down the stretch, I would imagine. If Peraza doesn't start hitting, Basabe's probably locked into a spot, I'd say. But Mason Wynn needs to start hitting as well. So we'll have a couple days to make this decision. I think Andrews is going to be kicked off the roster, unfortunately. But, we'll update all that next episode when we get into the second half of the season, how everything goes. So hopefully we'll be back next time with the playoffs. A little update. We're 58-46, so still first in the South. And we are in a wild card spot. There's 3 wild cards. Yes, 3 wild cards. 2 division winners make it. So there's a bunch of teams right on our asses. So we'll have to hold all them off. And really, there's not too many bad teams. I mean, the Marlins and the A's are bad, but like besides that, there's not too many bad teams in our division, so or in our conference. So it could be like the whole pack coming to get us. So we'll have to hold them off, but hopefully the playoffs will be a next episode. If not, it'll be the off season, and yeah, we'll be back. So thank you very much for watching episode 4, and we'll see you next time.